Imagine a world where the internet is no longer a thing. Where are you going to go to find out vital information to help you manage everyday tasks? Well, the people at Project Nomad can help you turn a simple laptop like this into a fountain of information that can help you navigate the world even if the internet isn't there. Stay tuned to this one as I explain how you can do it too. Humanity has become so dependent on using the World Wide Web to access information to help people do everyday tasks. And I'll put my hand up. I'm one of those individuals. When something pricks my curiosity, I go online and I go to Google and I research on Google about that particular subject. Then I'll probably move over to YouTube and start to listen about people's real-world applications and tutorials, and then perhaps I might move to AI to help clarify my own thinking before I put something into action. And that's not a bad thing. It helps people like myself who is curious about life to come up with things that perhaps I never would have been able to do if the internet hadn't existed. Well, what I'm about to show you is something that I stumbled across quite by accident, completely looking for a different application. I support a couple of local schools and I wanted to build a simple offline server that could sit on their local network that children could use other computers to access via a web browser and get access to a full curriculum, so that they don't have to always connect to the internet and download that material. And I found a number of things out there that could do that process, and then I stumbled across something called Project Nomad. I need to be super clear with you here. I take no credit whatsoever for what I'm about to show you. Instead, I give all the credit to Crosstalk Solutions and the very clever people who work at that institution who have created this offline oracle, and they've created it 100% free and open source. Well, where can you find this? Well, if you head over to their website at projectnomad.us, you'll be presented with something that looks a little like this. This is their website, and you can have a look at how it's used. It's used for emergency preparedness, off-grid living, tech enthusiasts like myself, or even education, which was what drew me here, that you can download the whole of Khan Academy onto a laptop and use it on your local area network. It can run on pretty basic machines, but they give you some budget setups here that you can create. It gives you this really easy step-by-step installation, and all you need to do is install Ubuntu onto perhaps an old computer that you've got sitting around the place, follow the step-by-step instructions, and simply by pasting this very simple code into terminal, you can create a offline oracle within 60 seconds that they boast. It truly is a really useful resource. So what does this resource give you? Well, it kind of gives you a offline database library full of all sorts of important information. There is an option to download the whole of Wikipedia if you want to. It gives you the opportunity to create an educational platform and gives you a whole curriculum that you can use to teach children as they grow. You can set up offline maps. I have got offline maps set up on my machine, and I can get down to the street level here in Kenya where I live. It has this knowledge base, and it gives you this massive library of how to fix electrical things, and gives you access on how you might repair cars and so forth. And it even gives you recipes that you can cook as well. It is really easy to set up, and it also gives you some other apps as well that you can use. Just one that I've got set up is a note-taking app, and that's very, very easy. You can even upload your own documents into this server, and if you've got a reasonably set up machine, you can set up a local AI. That's right, a AI assistant that runs locally on your network. You don't need to access the internet, and you can use that AI to interrogate all of the information that you've downloaded onto that server so that you are able to use that for whatever situation that you might find yourself in. It truly is a really remarkable product, and they give it to us for free. So you can take a old machine that you might have laying around your house and you can turn it into something useful. I, by chance, had this computer hanging around, a Lenovo laptop. It by no means is a top spec laptop, but it does actually run Project Nomad reasonably well. I've also done a couple of other things to this laptop that can make it something that you can grab and go and put into a backpack or something like that should you need to leave your home, and you can take that fountain of knowledge with you wherever you go. It can also sit on my local network, and anybody who has access to a computer, tablet or phone on my local network can log into this machine using the IP address of this machine, and you get access to all of those resources. Let's log into my local server right now, and you can see what I've downloaded and how I use it. And now I want to get access to it. Well, I can get access to it using the local browser on that laptop myself, or I can do something like this. I can log in to that computer on my local network, and here you can see it's sat at 192.168.88.138 with the port of 8080, and it takes you straight into the command center. And when you've installed this for the first time, you can go to the easy setup section here, and it literally talks you through the things that you can install. Now, in my case, I've just set it up as an information library. I haven't used the education platform. And I've also set up an AI assistant powered by Olilama, and I've called it Solomon, you know, that king of all wisdom. And literally you can follow through the instructions. You can choose which maps that you do. If you're in the United States, it gives you specific street maps that you can download to your region. For me, it also gave me the option to download the world map, which I did. And so I downloaded that too. It also lets you choose your AI models that you can put in. Now, obviously, you need a reasonably powerful machine for the AI to work well, and this computer is a little bit basic, so I've had mixed attempts with the AI, but I'm sure if you've got a more powerful laptop or desktop with a decent graphics card in it, you'll have a better experience. I've downloaded the whole of Wikipedia that can be accessed locally, and then it gives you all sorts of other things that you can download: medicine, survival preparedness, educational reference, DIY and repair, agriculture and food, and computing and technology. All of that, you can choose the size of the download. So if you've got a really big hard drive, you can download all of the information, or you can select the amount that you need for your offline machine. And then finally, once you've reviewed that, it will install that onto your computer. Now you can see the total install, and that's including the Zorin operating system that I've set up on that Lenovo laptop, is 257 gigabytes. And I've still got space for more stuff. I might actually download all of the educational stuff as well to see how that works. Once you've done that, you can you leave it overnight, and if you've got a reasonably fast internet connection, it might take you a few hours. In my case, my internet is not particularly fast, so it took me quite a while. But so you just leave it downloading. It does it all automatically, and then when you come back to it, you find that the command center is populated with more things that you can use. So if I click on the information library now, what it does, it brings up this fantastic sort of web administration of all these different resources that you can use to access offline information. So Wikipedia being one of those. If I clicked on the Wikipedia now, up comes Wikipedia. I can search for things in Wikipedia here, and it will bring up all of the offline stuff that is downloaded about that particular subject. Another useful thing for me, it brings down medicine texts and things like that. And of course, you're not, most of you aren't going to be doctors. And of course, any information that you download, you have to use at your own risk. But it could be useful if you find yourself in a situation where you don't have access to medics and you don't have access to the internet. It could give you that life-saving information that you need to recover from an injury or an ailment. It downloads TED Talks, it downloads woodworking tools, it just food preppers, it just brings down the whole National Health Service, the British National Health Service, A to C. Masses and masses and masses of data that it puts locally on that machine that you can search and that you can use to educate yourself. Let me go back to the command center. That's the information library. You've also got an offline map here as well. And this is something that is local on your machine, so you don't need access to the internet to do this. And you see you've got the whole world map here, but if I sort of zoom into, I'm not going to go exactly to where I live, but let's go to somewhere like Nakuru, which isn't too far away. This is all offline, and it takes you even down to street level, including some key locations, and this is all offline. I don't need to be online to access this information. That is just an incredibly powerful tool to have. And particularly on a laptop, you can take that with you and you haven't got access to the internet, but you still have the means to navigate. You also have a simple note-taking tool. This is flat notes, and that's local. I can create a new note. I can start populating it with my own information. Now, you'll notice here I've called my AI Solomon, the king, the wisest king in the Bible, and you can use this as a local AI that sits on your machine and asks it questions. Now, I have to be honest with you that my machine isn't particularly a powerful machine, and I'm getting mixed experiences on what the AI gives me. And you can also do useful things. You've got your data tools here. This is quite useful. It downloads something called CyberChef, and I was experimenting with translating ASCII into text. It gives you a whole load of very interesting tools that you can use. It's very much like a really clever calculator with lots of tools added into this. This is well out of my knowledge base, but someone with a little bit of experience and understanding can probably use this to real effect for whatever that case scenario is. And you've got to remember that this is all running locally. I have not accessed the internet at all to get access to any of these really cool things. And you can do this. You can set this up yourself. So why have I taken the time to show this to you? Well, we know that the world is in a particularly tricky place at the moment, and my hope and prayer is that we will see a more peaceful world where humanity can be encouraged to be the best possible versions for yourself. But there is possibility of our world breaking apart, and one of those areas which could break apart is access to free information on the internet. And using a simple tool like this, something that you could put onto an old laptop that sitting at home very, very easily and create a offline oracle of information, could be really, really useful in those periods of time where perhaps the internet goes down, or if you are operating on a network where access to the internet is restricted, you can create this offline oracle and access really helpful information to help you make informed decisions and continue to deal with those moments in life where you need to access information to help you navigate that difficult moment. I hope you found this useful. I want to again thank the people at Project Nomad at Crosstalk Solutions for creating this tool. I'm going to set up a education server now just using this for one of the schools that I've connected with and helped support. And this makes it really easy for a medium tech enthusiast like me. And I'm just so grateful that people take the initiative to create such a resource. And if you are curious about this, head over to their website. I'll put a link into the description. Go and read up on what you've done, and maybe you too can build your offline oracle as well to help you navigate life without access to the internet. Well, as always, if you've enjoyed this, please give a like, a subscribe, leave a comment, perhaps even tell me how you've used this system yourself and how you've put it into action. And I'll catch you in the next video. Blessings to you all.